sorting out?
Well, yes, from our last meeting, we have received correspondence from Bay County and Northwest Florida Water Management District relating to a couple issues that was discussed and to Washington County earlier. And from the correspondence from Bay County, they were saying that they're still not interested in the County Line Road being improved, and they wish there to be additional studies done for pertaining to water resources from this proposed development. The Northwest Florida Water Management District correspondent said that they were satisfied with the information that had been provided through the development regional impact study, and they've addressed some of the conditions that they had identified, and that they're okay with what has been presented as far as the planning process. When it gets into development process, then there's the whole consumptive use permit requirement and the supporting documentation for water resource management and protection that they would have to provide. So that has been done. We also had a draft dated December the 10th or the 8th, the development order, and staff has reviewed this and have sent comments back to the applicant of some of our recommendations, and we're looking forward to hearing their comments, and hopefully we could work through some of these issues. But I know that our county attorney is present this evening, and I'm very glad that he is. This is a very important project, and I think that Jeff might have some comments that he'd like to share with the Planning Commission.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mike. This is the first time that I've been before the Planning Commission on this project, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you tonight. Steve and some members of the board asked me to attend tonight and make sure that the Planning Commission is aware, from my standpoint, one, where we're at in the process, and two, to kind of set forth somewhat of a roadmap for where we go from here. And some of what I talk about, maybe rehashing the things that you already know, but I think probably sometimes you get the forest from the trees, and it's a good opportunity to get up in the blimp and look down and see where you are and what your job is, what my job is, and really how this thing is going to come to a head. With respect to the outstanding issues, I've enjoyed working with the applicant and through issues that we have had to deal with. I have tried to effectuate some of the legal interest and things that I would like to see in the document, along with Linda, who is the counsel for the applicant, and enjoyed working with her. Obviously, Mike has put a set of eyes on it from his position, and Cliff Maurer, our county engineer, has also put a set of eyes on it. So we've been working through, from the county standpoint, is doing some due diligence on making sure that they know what our ideas are and some of our ideals are, but that doesn't necessitate any action or non-action by this commission. Where we're at is we have an outstanding draft we have submitted in the last week, some comments to them. Mike and I worked over the Christmas break several hours and putting some suggestions to them. But ultimately here, probably in the next 30 to 60 days, this is going to come to a head, and this commission is going to be tasked with reviewing the proposed development order and giving it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. And I think it's important to take some time and talk about what it is that you're actually doing. What does that mean? What is your role? And what is my role and what is everybody's role. Sometimes that is important. Obviously, the applicant is bringing forth a development order, which they are seeking approval on. And we have, in counties in Florida, the system that we have is we have comprehensive plans, and flowing from those comprehensive plans, LDRs, and other effectuating documents and regulations. The way I think of a comprehensive plan is it's almost like a constitution for planning for this county. And the reason we have them in LDRs is so that political climate, things smelling funny, those don't get in the way of a baseline that any applicant for a due process or procedural standpoint know is there. You have to set forth some baseline in your comprehensive plan, LDRs, and other documents that an applicant can see, hey, these are the goals of the counties, this is what the counties are trying to effectuate, and how can I get and step in line with that? And so the idea is, regardless of the political climate, regardless of the winds of change, you've got to have something to stand on as a board and a commission when you approve or deny something. And ultimately what you're doing is you're looking at a development order or proposed development order and asking yourself really the following question: is it in line with the goals of our comprehensive plan and other substantive documents? So your comprehensive plan is kind of your constitution, and your LDR and other regs are kind of the statutes. That's the way I like to think of it from an attorney standpoint and how I practice. But really, the document that's going to be submitted to you for review, your job is to review it and make a determination: is it in line and step with our comprehensive plan? Is it consistent or inconsistent with the objectives, policies, land uses, and densities and intensities in the comprehensive plan and other specific LDRs and other ordinances and statutes? And that's really what you're looking at. A project this big is going to have some for it, and it's going to have some against it. And that's the nature of the beast. But ultimately, what this applicant is asking you to do, and what your job and what your task is to review it and see if it's consistent with what we want as this county and what we've set forth that we want as this county. Not some sort of arbitrary idea or smells funny. And if it's something that's consistent with it, from a due process and procedural standpoint, it's due to be approved. If there are things in the proposed development order that are inconsistent with our comprehensive plan, those inconsistencies need to be stated with some specificity other than it smells funny. There needs to be I think this is inconsistent, and the following reasons it's inconsistent. And they're afforded that opportunity to hear that denial. So I urge you, as you get the proposed development order, that you look at it with a set of eyes. Is it consistent with our comprehensive plan and LDRs? And if it is, and they've effectuated what we've required of them as a county, then it's due to be approved by law. If it is inconsistent, then this planning commission has the ability and the right to say it is inconsistent and move forward as such. But that's important at this stage you understand what your role and what your is and what your role isn't. And I don't want you all to be confused or overwhelmed with what your task is. It's really the task of seeing if it's consistent or inconsistent with those documents, which are the controlling documents in this case. I will continue to give support where I can to Mike. I will be more than glad to give support to you all where I can give you support. I am not here to influence your vote one way or another. That is the task, and it's a policy task that has been given to you by our board, and you do a good job with it. But I am here to answer any questions that you may have. I know Mike is as well, Cliff.